Each one must do his part if we wish to show that the nation is worthy of its good fortune. I have a perfect horror of words that are not backed up by deeds. This country will not be a good place for any of us to live in unless we make it a good place for all of us to live in. Americanism is a question of principle, of idealism, of character. It is not a matter of birthplace or creed or line of descent. It behooves every man to remember that the work of the critic is of altogether secondary importance, and that in the end, progress is accomplished by the man who does things. It behooves every man to. We should not forget that it will be just as important to our descendants to be prosperous in their time as it is to us to be prosperous in our time. The lack of power to take joy in outdoor nature is as real a misfortune as the lack of power to take joy in books. The most important single ingredient in the formula of success is knowing how to get along with people. The government is us. We are the government, you and I. Aggressive fighting for the right is the noblest sport the world affords. It is true of the nation, as of the individual, that the greatest doer must also be a great dreamer. It tires me to talk to rich men. You expect a man of millions, the head of a great industry, to be a man worth hearing, but as a rule, they don't know anything outside their own business. A great democracy has got to be progressive ere it will soon cease to be great or a democracy. I care not what others think of what I do, but I care very much about what I think of what I do. That is character. People ask the difference between a leader and a boss. The leader works in the open, and the boss in covert. The leader leads, and the boss drives. Look toward the stars, but keep your feet firmly on the ground. The nation behaves well if it treats its natural resources as assets which it must turn over to the next generation increased, and not impaired, in value. No man is above the law, and no man is below it. All the resources we need are in the mind. The unforgivable crime is soft hitting. Do not hit at all if it can be avoided, but never hit softly. For those who fight for it, life has a flavor the sheltered will never know. Women should have free access to every field of labor which they care to enter, and when their work is as valuable as that of a man, it should be paid as highly. The nation behaves well if it treats its natural resources as assets which it must turn over to the next generation increased, and not impaired, in value. 90% of the work in this country is done by people who don't feel good. Courtesy is as much a mark of a gentleman as courage. Far and away the best prize that life has to offer is the chance to work hard at work worth doing. The worst of all fears is the fear of living. In life, as in football, the principle to follow is to hit the line hard. No man should receive $1 unless that dollar has been fairly earned. Every reform movement has a lunatic fringe. Order without liberty and liberty without order are equally destructive. Be practical as well as generous in your ideals. Keep your eyes on the stars, but remember to keep your feet on the ground. Thank you for watching.